Today, we are going to dive into a really fascinating way to think about intelligence, especially for neurodivergent minds. We're going to explore this idea that maybe, just maybe, intelligence isn't something you build, but something you unlock. So let's just start right there. Think about that for a second. What if the incredible, unique brilliance that so many kids have, especially kids who are AuDHD, that's autistic with ADHD, isn't something we have to construct for them, but is actually something that's already there, just locked away? Let's dig into that. All right, to understand how we can possibly unlock this intelligence, we first have to figure out what's locking it up in the first place. And for a lot of neurodivergent teens, their brains are literally being wired for one thing and one thing only: survival. So, seriously, what is going on? Well, inside these really high-pressure, super rigid systems, like mainstream education, a lot of AuDHD teens are just facing a crisis. Their brains, their entire nervous systems, are not being shaped for learning and exploring. They're being shaped to just endure a constant state of threat. And when you look at these risks, you can see how they just pile on top of each other. It's everything from unhealthy ways of coping and insane peer pressure to these deep, deep cycles of shame. But the real kicker? A total lack of opportunity to make choices or set boundaries. It leaves them with no tools to handle this overwhelming world. So what do? They learn to mask, to hide their true selves, just to make it through the day. Okay, and this is the really critical piece of the puzzle. Our brains are built by our experiences. So in these environments that just crush a kid's sense of agency, the brain literally starts pruning away the connections for stuff like curiosity and trust. And instead, it beefs up the circuits for detecting threats, feeling shame, and being on high alert all the time. It's a biological response. It's the brain doing what it has to do to survive. And this is the devastating result. The system itself can end up creating teens who are developmentally frozen in time. I mean, think about that. Their natural growth just stops because every ounce of their energy is being poured into survival mode. It can even lead to a disconnection from their own sense of self. But okay, that was all pretty heavy. It's not all doom and gloom, I promise. There is another way. There's a path forward, and it's a framework called the body-mind connection. And it's a pretty powerful alternative to this whole survival model. So what is it exactly? Well, the body-mind connection theory is a complete game changer. It basically says that for AuDHD individuals, learning, well, it all depends on feeling safe inside. It puts their internal state, that sense of calm and connection, above everything else. It recognizes that feeling of safety is the non-negotiable foundation for any real growth to happen. And the theory unfolds in 3 stages that just make so much sense. It all starts with connection to self. You have to start there. Because only when a child feels safe and connected inside can they move to the next stage, connection to others. And from that solid base of trusting relationships, they can finally move to a curious, healthy connection with the world. See, it's a total inside-out job. So you're probably wondering, okay, how do we build that first vital connection to self? Well, the answer is found in the absolute heart of this whole model. It all comes down to the centrality of choice. It is the single most powerful tool we have for unlocking a child's true potential. So why is choice the magic ingredient? It's not about letting kids do whatever they want all the time. No, it's about giving them the space to actually witness themselves. When we let them choose, they learn to hear their own inner voice. They get to feel themselves, becoming. I mean, psychologists will tell you, it's a fundamental human need. And this just lays it out so clearly, doesn't it? You've got 2 paths here. On one side, there's the compliant child. They learn to mimic and follow rules, but they're always operating from a state of stress. And on the other side, the empowered child. Through choice, they learn a simple, profound truth. I matter. Their actions start to come from a real place inside them, moving from head to hand to heart. And here's how you make it real. These are the ground rules. And seriously, just imagine how life-changing these are. The right to say no and not get in trouble for it. The freedom to take your time making a decision and even change your mind. The simple permission to just have a preference. These aren't just rules. They're the building blocks for safety, trust, and a real sense of self. So, let's recap. We've seen the problem, a brain stuck in survival mode, and we found the key, giving kids agency through choice. Now, this is where it gets really amazing. Because when you use that key, something incredible starts to happen. A whole new kind of intelligence shows up. I mean, this quote just says it all, doesn't it? From within themselves, they grow. When we stop trying to force things from the outside, their growth just happens. It's organic. It's not something we manufacture, it's something we reveal. So, what on earth is this 10th intelligence? Well, you've probably heard of theories of multiple intelligences, like musical or spatial intelligence. This idea suggests there's a 10th one, and it's unique to the neurodivergent child. It's not one specific skill, it's the natural, complex intelligence that just emerges when a child's true, authentic self is finally returned to them. It's their unique gift, finally turned all the way on. So, the most important thing to remember is that this intelligence is unlocked, not learned. It's what happens when the brain and nervous system can finally get out of survival mode. You take away the threat, you replace it with safety and choice, and the child can move from just being overwhelmed to a place of harmony. The mask finally comes off, and their true self, their real intelligence, can shine. And that brings us to the final and maybe most important question. In our obsession with compliance and test scores, what kind of genius are we just completely failing to see? What incredible potential is sitting right there, locked away, just waiting for the simple, powerful key of choice? That's definitely something we're thinking about. Thanks for joining me for this explainer.